The first shop that we had established here in Colonial Williamsburg was established in 1940. And at that time, it was located at the Prentice store. So we find that the gentlemen working at that time, there were only males operating the shops, and one of the gentlemen was sent to a Philadelphia wig maker, modern wig maker that is, and he learned the art of wig making. He stayed there for about 2 years. So not only was he trained in the art of construction of wig making, but also in dressing, styling of those wigs as well. And so they began to construct wigs from the period, but they were not handmade like we do today. By the 1960s, the shop had been moved here to this present location in the spring of 1950. And now we find that women from now on will be running this establishment.
When the CW visitor comes into the shop, they're going to see a variety of activities, from weaving of hair to the actual construction of a wig. We might be sewing on wefts of hair. We might be building a base for a brand new wig. We're actually using 4 different types of hair. Human, yak, goat, and horse. All 4 types are used fairly evenly. Quality-wise, the yak and the horse would probably be better. The coarser hairs are going to hold up better and the styles are going to last longer. Ladies tend to favor the human. Their wigs completely unstyled, the hair should come down to the waist, if not to the back of the knees. So it's usually human that we need for that sort of length. The goat is the one that everyone likes the feel of. It's very soft and everyone likes, we're a very tactile nation. Everyone likes the feel of the goat hair, but soft's not going to hold a curl. It's too short. It only grows about 6 to 10 inches in length and it turns yellow and brittle extremely quickly. So quality-wise, it's on the bottom of the list. We often say in the shop that it's a cheap hair for a cheap man. But all 4 types are used evenly and they're used 18th as well as today in the 21st century shop. We're still using all 4 types of hair. The yak is coming from the Himalayas of Tibet, the goat from the Angora goat in Turkey, the horse from the mane of the horse in China, and the human is coming from peasant girls from Northern Europe and Asia. These girls are raised from the day they're born with the intention of selling their hair on the market, coming from a long line of mothers who have been selling their hair for generations. So you can imagine these girls are raised from the day they're born to keep their hair covered, never exposed to the dust, the dirt, the elements, and I say that nasty stuff outside called sunlight. Between the ages of 15 and 25, they're going to cut their hair for the first time ever. The hair has to be 18 to 40 inches from the shoulder down. Never cut, stained, dyed, or bleached.
Wigs are like articles of clothing. So you might have a dress wig, you might have a wig for travel, you might have a wig for fancy balls, day wear. Matter of fact, the function of the wigs, you can tell what one's occupation happened to be by simply the style of the wig itself. So you had wigs worn by merchants, clergies, physicians, what have you. The colors, white was primarily formal wear, and that was for dress, battles, portraits, or going to a fancy ball. Whereas you find the darker colored wigs are more visible for daytime wear, and they were worn throughout the city itself. And gray, now that's your professionals, your merchants, your solicitors, such as that.
I would say probably one of the most significant persons wearing wigs here in the capital city is going to be Lady Dunmore. And you don't want to ever outdo Lady Dunmore's fashions by any means. So if she's going 6 to 12 inches, then you're going 5 to 11. You're going less than she is. Still elaborate styles, but not quite as elaborate as hers.
What I enjoy the most is to see the final product. I know how much time that goes into it because I look at it, it was nothing but hair, it was nothing but that blockhead, it was all the tools and the materials that were supplied, and it's the final product when I can say, oh, it's finished. And we know we put that much work into it because when you look at a commercial wig on the market, how many hours that they put into it versus an 18th century piece, it's significant, it's amazing to see that final product, say, I did it.